Aquila from Brazil, she has asked the question like, how can the judger be permanently eliminated? No. The question is about judgment. There is a judger inside, constantly judging about everything. You know? Whenever the five sense organs, the senses are involved with the worldly matters, naturally the judger inside start judging. When you see something, out of the seeing, the judgment comes. When you listen something, the judger is immediately jump on to judge about what is listening. Likewise, all the five senses experiences are abstracted because of the judger inside. Who is the judger? The judger is nothing but part of the mind. Is not a separate person who is sitting inside you. The very mind, a portion of the mind, over a period of many years, even lives after life, starts judging and judging and judging and judging. One has to make an examination whether these kind of judgments are really needed or not. Whether I need to carry this fellow unnecessarily. The judger. If we decide to carry the fellow, your suffering level will also be increased. It is your choice. If you don't want to suffer in life, you have to sacrifice this fellow. If you enjoy suffering, no problem, you can carry this fellow lifelong. It's a simple agreement. What you want in your life, you have to decide. Now Aquila has decided not to carry this fellow anymore. Because she has been carrying this for life after life. She is totally fed up and tired of carrying this fellow. Judger, yes? It's a good decision, Aquila. You are just in front of me right now also. Physically you are present here. So it's nice to address directly to you. So, I appreciate your decision not to carry this fellow anymore. Let it be the last moment of carrying this fellow. Better to drop this fellow. Today is a very auspicious day. Take a decision. You have taken already a decision to drop this fellow, called a judger. Okay? So, if you want to be blissful, if you want to be peaceful, if you want to be happy, you need to drop this fellow. Another thing, why you need to drop the judger is, you are really missing the life. For example, when you are looking at a green tree, when the judger is present, you cannot experience the real greenery of that tree. You miss something with the tree or with the sound or whatever the five senses are experiencing. They are corrupted. All the five senses are corrupted when the judger is present with you. When the judger is absent, you see even an ordinary tree as a very beautiful tree. Not only the tree, whatever you see around, whatever you listen around, whatever you taste, whatever you smell, whatever you sense with your senses, that experiences will be much deeper than before. So, for this reason also, the decision of leaving this fellow judger is a very good decision. That means you are interested in life. The moment you are not interested in the judger, naturally you are interested in life. You are longing for living a super life, excellent life. Okay? So you are asking, the question here is very clear. How to eliminate this fellow? Elimination of this fellow. Ignore this fellow. He is not your VIP. Ignore this fellow. So far you have been focusing more and more on this fellow. Now onwards you do not focus more on this fellow. Just be indifferent with this fellow. This is one point of approach. Another point of approach is that there is something beyond this judger, which you already know it, you have forgotten it. The witnessing. The witnessing. You focus on the witnessing. Who is really addressing this fellow? Who is really aware of this judger? You focus on that awareness instead of focusing on the judger. Okay? This is a direct way of getting rid or eliminating this fellow. The more you focus on your center of consciousness, the more you focus on the awareness within you, and less this fellow's focus goes on. And by, the elimination happens by itself. You don't have to fight with this fellow. The more you fight, more he will become strong. So never fight with this fellow. Instead of that, you change your focus from the judger to the awareness within. Right? And in the beginning, of course, it will take some more time for some people, of course, but do not give up. Wait a little bit. Try today, try tomorrow, try day after. Try and try and try. And very soon you will be eliminating indirectly the fellow called judger. That day is really a Mahasivaratri for you. It is another question. This question is being asked by Bodhi Ula Peterson from America. Can a meditator perform distant viewing, and how? The question is about distant viewing, distant view. The question is whether the meditator is able to have the ability of seeing things in a distance which are far away. Yes? Yes, it is possible. You are asking how also. It is very simple. You don't have to work on this distant viewing separately. You don't have to learn this art of distant healing, distant viewing separately. You just focus on the meditation. Focus more and more on meditation. You rightly ask this question, can a meditator, yes, be a meditator first? Who is a meditator? The one who is constantly meditating. When I say meditation, I am not saying a part-time meditation. When I say meditation, you be a full-time meditator. What is full-time meditation? Full-time meditation means be in the meditative state 24/7 throughout the year, 360 degree, all the time. Doesn't matter what your senses are doing. Doesn't matter what your body movements are towards. Doesn't matter what kind of movements going in and around you. You be in meditative state. For example, now we are speaking and listening. The very speaking and listening can be in meditative state. Like that, you may be walking, you may be eating, you may be drinking, you may be doing any other kind of things, doesn't matter. Whether you are without the judger. If you are without the judger, naturally you are a meditator. So simple. So when you train yourself as a full-time meditator, I call full-time, 24/7, 365 days, 360 degree, wherever you are, the more you become eligible of yourself as a meditator, the distant viewing happens as a byproduct. You don't have to train for this specially. The more you go deepening of your meditation, the more the ability you can see what's happening the other side of the world. Not only other side of the world, you could able to see what is happening around you, wherever things are happening. Because a meditator is actually expanding one's own consciousness. That's a definition of meditator. You must understand what's happening in a meditator. When one starts meditating, the consciousness level start increasing and expanding. The more you become more powerful meditator, you are everywhere. You are spread everywhere. Your consciousness level is expanded to the unlimited way. When your consciousness level is expanded in such a manner, you are everywhere. You transcend the time, you transcend the place, you are everywhere. As such, you are everywhere, even now also, but you have forgotten. So you need to do some meditation as a punishment. Because you forgot something, you have to go for a punishment. That is meditation. Your true nature is pure consciousness everywhere, but you have slowly forgotten. Now you do a little meditation here and there, and just be in a meditative state all the time, and suddenly you recognize yourself, you are everywhere again. The paradise lost is gained again. So suddenly you are everywhere. You are in every atom, you are in every cell of everywhere. So you know what's happening. This is how you can be successful of this distance. In fact, the word distance is a mind word. There is no such thing called distance or near. It's only a comparative statement. It disappears. There is no distance. Where is the distance? It's a mind game. The very word, the mind brings a word like distance, because the mind lives in duality. So when there is a word like distance, there is near. You see the duality creation? That vanishes naturally. You are everywhere, that's all. Even to say everywhere is just to say something. There is no everywhere even, In this state, actually, you become completely in silence. Who is there to utter the word everywhere again? It is meaningless, isn't it? So, Bodhi, you are here, present here. So, I am addressing to you directly also. So, just be. Nothing else to do. Be lazy. So you can view everything, right? Even the word viewing is a part of duality. View means there is a distance, distant view or view. Even it is not a distant view, it's a near view, also there is a space. There is a distance again. If you see something very 1 foot near, even there is a distance, isn't it? That is created by the mind, please understand. So you drop all this idea. Even you can drop this desire to have the distant viewing. Just focus on your meditation more and more. You know it. That's it. Nothing else. Okay? Kanchana from Brazil. The question is like this. How can an enlightened being become sick? Why doesn't the physical body heal completely with the enlightenment process? Kanchana, you need to understand more deeply about what is enlightenment. In enlightenment, there is no body. Who is going to become sick? Who is going to become sick? When there is no body, in order to use a word called sick, you want a body. You need a body. When there is a body, there is sickness. When there is no body, where is the sickness? So you meditate on what is enlightenment, you will experience this. Okay. The next question by Kanchana itself is, what happens with an enlightened being after the physical body dies? Does he or she continues the process to higher spiritual level? Again, this question is also related with enlightenment. With the enlightenment, there is no after. There may be a before. That's it. What is after? The people who are surrounded with the enlightened being, for them, there is after or something, some idea like this. For enlightened being, there is no such thing called after. It is ever-present situation. Okay. So the body simply leaves one day or one time, some moment, like a dry leaf falling from the tree. That's it. Because the enlightened being, he or she is not the body. In fact, the enlightenment is nothing but the one who undergone this process already died. There is no separate death for such being. Okay. I think you have brought 4 questions today. 5 questions. Very good. You say that every word you say or mantra, which is the best word and the best mantra to use? Yes, I remember when I was in Brazil, during the retreat, longer retreat, even in other satsangs also, I used to say like this, every word can be a mantra. Every word can be a mantra. To understand how every word can be a mantra, you need to understand what is really mantra. Then you will understand this. Why I am comparing every word to a mantra. What is a mantra after all? Mantra means a certain vibration, a fine vibration. For example, Om, Klim, stream. You have seen all bija mantras also here. When you start chanting this kind of powerful, vibrant word, which is known as mantra, there is something happens inside you. There is a shift in the consciousness level. That's why some gurus, some masters, they initiate some mantras with the disciples and devotees. If you are very aware, if you are very conscious, even any word can be a mantra. It depends on the person. It depends on the sensitivity of the person. If the sensitivity, if the awareness, if the consciousness level is so high, why word? Any sound will do. Any sound will do. Even a bird sitting on the tree, making a small sound, that sound will do. That sound can make you to go to raise your consciousness level further. It is possible. You can take this way. Mantra for the people who are not fully aware. Words for the people who are much more aware. Or any sound, for that matter, can be of great help for the people who are highly in higher state of consciousness or a meditator. In fact, we have been recommending certain kind of meditation based on this question also. I used to give a little sound, that's all. That sound has no meaning even. I ask them to contemplate on, I ask them to just meditate upon again and again and again. People are transformed out of just a sound which has no value, which has no meaning. So it depends on the one who is practicing it. Not much depending on the mantra or the word or the sound. Any sound will be of great help. When you sit next to the water flowing, small creek or something, the very sound of the creek is enough for you. It may transform you more than a mantra. You can try it out. You will know why I say every word is like a mantra. Right? The next question is about, I don't understand why humans, which is perfection created by the divine, can use the free will in a bad and wrong way. When the divine has created everything in a perfect manner, where is the question of using the free will? Where is it? Whenever we raise a question like free will, the mind is working. We are doubting the divinity. We have a doubt. For a real devotee who is 100% in trust and surrender with the divinity, there is no question of free will. Whatever happens, happens. That's it. There is no other person who is sitting and having the tool like free will to use it right or wrong. So I would suggest you to be a devotee. You don't have to bother about the word like free will, using rightly or wrongly. Why do you want to work so many things upon? Just be lazy. Just surrender. Surrendering is most laziest. You leave everything to the divine. Okay? Why do you want to take the word like free will, whether I am going to use it in the right way or the wrong way? Just be a devotee. 100%. No problem. Then one realizes that everything is just a drama. Everything is just a cinema. The whole world is nothing but a cinema. Nothing else. Including the one who is seeing that. The personality. So, and celebration happens when you become a devotee. You are worry-free, trouble-free. Somebody else is doing everything for you. You become like a child. Is it not a blissful situation? So the fifth question from Kanchana, Brazil. Guruji, please explain, how does a devotee know when he or she is at the moment of enlightenment and needs to jump? When you progress in the progress of meditation, spiritual sadhana, there comes a moment, a kind of fear will come, will appear. A fear. Fear of unknown. Before that, fear of different kinds. Fear about the darkness, fear about some wild animals, fear about this and that, and all these things will disappear by and by when you go deeper into your meditation. But at one certain point of time, when you go deeper into your meditation, a kind of fear will grip you. You will search for a reason. There won't be any reason at all for that kind of fear. When such situation happens during your sadhana or spiritual practice, know well you are very near to enlightenment. That's an indication. It's a good sign actually. Unfortunately, some people, they are giving up the meditation because of this fear. They are afraid too much. They're trembling, shivering about this fear of unknown. They are really unfortunate. I suggest you to face it. How come this fear appears when you go very deep into your meditation or spiritual sadhana? Something is dying. Something which you don't have to carry is on the way to die. When I say something, I mean ego. You have been carrying this for many days. When you go deeper into your meditation or spiritual sadhana, the ego dies. The dying of the ego creates such a fear in you because you are so friendly with that for many lives. Suddenly you are losing your friend. This is an indication. This is an indication that you are very closer to enlightenment. Those who have the courage, they win the game. Although it looks like you are losing some old friend called ego, you are going to gain a new friend called God. Is it not a good replacement? Is it not a good gift? you will be rewarded. So just keep this in your mind and just go ahead. Of course, for some people, those who are having spiritual masters, gurus, they stand next to you. They are very closer to you at that time. This is exactly the place where Guru is helping. When you are trembling with fear of unknown, the Guru is constantly watching you, your Guru. Constantly traveling with you and watching you. The moment you are trembling, he is very happy. Come on. You know what he or she does when you are totally in the peak of fear? Just a kick. Fine kick, loving kick. That's it. Because your Guru knows you are afraid of, you are almost about to give up. You are searching. He does the job. If you have a Guru. If you don't have a Guru, no problem. The divine, the God itself directly kick you. Either way you will be kicked. If you are really not coming backward. Even if you try to come back from your meditation or your sadhana, there is a point you cannot come back. It's impossible. The pull is so heavy. You cannot manage to come back. That will also happen. I bless you. You should go ahead with your spiritual sadhana. Come what may. Come what may. None of the things in the world is worth than your enlightenment. None is worthy. You go ahead. Trust the divine. Trust your master. Trust your sadhana. Be sincere. It's just one jump, just a jump. You are right. Okay. Another question from Rasika, Germany. Beloved Atmaji, can you say something about the space where no question wants to appear? Probably calling this space is not right. Because a space means that which has some boundaries. That which has boundaries is not really space. It is mind. By asking this way, you are indirectly asking, can I move from one room to another room? What is the use? There are also mosquitoes. You are in the room here, there were some mosquitoes biting on you constantly. You wanted to shift the room from room A to room B. Room B also full of mosquitoes. Then you will search room C. Who knows, there may be mosquitoes in the room C also. If you keep on changing your room from one room to another, you will become tired. Why do you want to do this kind of exercise? Instead, you try to be what you are. You try to be what you are. Rasika knows when I say what you are. I have been watching her, I have been friendly with her for many, many years. I know about you. Don't search. Stop the searching of shifting the space from one space to another. Because any space, it may be bigger, it may be smaller, it's roomy again. It has boundaries. Anything that which has got boundaries, there is a suffering. Better to drop this idea of shifting from one space to another. Rather, just realize your true nature, which is spaceless. The spacelessness is your nature, the very nature. You are already in that. Just be. Don't worry about the questions that are coming. Every question is like a toy. You play with them. Or you're afraid of toys. Or you read about toys. You don't have to bother about why the questions are coming in me. Let them come. All fine. Play with them. This is a technique also. If you just try to stop the questions that are coming out from your mind, probably more questions arising. Better you just see the questions that are coming out from your mind like a toy. Just play with them. Okay, after all, made up of few words, little meaning about in the questions. Just see them like your entertainment. The moment you handle your questions this way, you see the questions like this, they disappear by themselves. Because you are not giving prime importance to these kind of questions, you see. You just start playing with them. Don't even segregate. This question is important question, that question is not important question. Do not even segregate that way. Just see it like a toy. They will be away from you. They will be in the periphery. You be in your true nature. The more you stay, the more you live in your true nature, nothing will bother you. Nothing. Including your questions. The moment you practice yourself to see your questions like toys, you will start seeing everything is a toy in the world. It's a practice. It's a kind of technique. You can convert your question as a technique. When you are having the capacity to see your question as a toy, you will see everything as a toy, including your so-called problem as a toy. You just play with them. You are in freedom. Nothing disturbs you. Nothing. Because all separations disappear. Because you start seeing everything as a toy. suddenly you will be in bliss, in peace, in joy, in silence, in celebration and whatnot. Right now you are in that. You don't have to wait even tomorrow. Right now you are in that. If you are really sharpen up, the very speaking, you can see like a toy, playing with a toy. Don't be serious on this listening. Just you are playing. The speaker is using certain words, certain meanings, certain concepts, certain things. Just see it like you are playing. You suddenly recognize who you are, what you are. As you recognize now. Come on, you bring some questions now. It's impossible. Nothing in your mind is blank. A simple approach. The mind is creating so much seriousness, in everything, in everything. The moment you become expert of playing like a toy with a toy, all seriousness simply disappear. And you are in Shiva. This is the realization of Shiva. You may call it Shiva realization or Krishna realization or whatever you call, or self-realization, whichever is convenient for you. This Mahasivaratri today is a beautiful platform, wonderful occasion to see everything is a toy. You can take around 12 hours training today. Yes. As we discuss these questions, we experience a deep silence here. Don't you feel so? Why can't we sit in silence for a few minutes? Just sitting silently, doing nothing. Thank you very much for the questions that friends have asked. Thank you very much for the friends who are viewing from different parts of the world.